Hi, what's up? My name is Ash. This is No Eye Contact, episode 33. This is a continuation of last week's episode 32. Maybe. If it's posted right now, yes. But in case you didn't watch last week's episode for some fucking reason, I'm currently 3 agave cocktails deep and a little bit of bleed. And I smirked a little word, and I'm 10 chapters into the Dylan O'Brien fanfiction that I wrote when I was 15. So if you haven't listened, I would listen to episode 25 first, maybe, and then episode 31. Or no, episode 32, right? Did I say this was 32? This is 30. I think this is 33. Yeah, this is 33. Okay, sorry. So listen to 25. That's 1 through 4. And then listen to 32. That's 5 through 10. And I'm just riding a vibe right now. Like, it's only 9:30 at night. Like, it's a Tuesday. So let's just, I'm kind of getting pulled back into my story. So I just kind of want to keep going on this vibe and see what happens. I'm on the edge of my seat. So here we are, chapter 11. Whoa, what the fuck? It says part 2? What the fuck? Part 2 of the whole story? Okay. Did it say part 1 at the beginning? Huh? It says part 2. I had 1 week left. I'm going to go get another drink. The third flavor that I am trying of these agave cocktails is Lime Crush. Let's give her a damn try. The last 2 were winners. Yeah, I like that. You know what's crazy is that with White Claw, I feel like I have to push through 2, sometimes 3, before I get like a little bit tipsy enough to be like, these White Claws taste good, you know? And I just had to push through the first one of this one. I don't know the difference between 5% and 8% alcohol. I don't even know what 5% means. He always takes that 5%. Any frenemy friends out there? Ethan takes that 5%. Oh, okay. Chapter 11, part 2. I had 1 week left. I finished all the things on my clipboard each day and hung out with Holland and Crystal when I had free time. It was hard not going to visit Dylan like I used to. Every time I passed Dylan, he would smile or give me a wink, which would make me melt. I saw the old business people from the meeting room frequently. They stuck around to spy on me. In the evenings, one of them would find me and pull me to the side. They would find some excuse for me to have to stay late or hand me a large pile of paperwork to fill out. After 2 nights of this, I realized they were trying to keep me busy in the evening times. So I couldn't hang out with Dylan. The worst part was their plan was working. Again, as an unpaid intern, why are you doing paperwork outside of hours? Is that part of being a fucking intern? I've never been an intern. Oh, I just got mad. The week was finally over. An announcement came on the intercom stating that filming had ended. The whole set seemed to rejoice at the news. Carol found me later in the afternoon. Hey, so filming is done, and now there's going to be about 3 weeks of editing. You have to come in for at least 1 day so I can check that off your intern sheet, but no one's allowed to come in for the first week. My advice would be just to come in 1 day on the last week, she told me. Feel free to go visit your parents during those 2 weeks or whatever. You're still welcome at my house when you're back in town. After they finish editing, we're all flying to Hollywood for a few events to promote the show. So remember, you have to be here for that. All right, that's pretty much it. Carol smiled at me. Oh, yeah, Dylan told me to ask you to meet him in his trailer. She winked. Oh, now she wants us to bone? Really? Now you want that O'Brien, that goofball little kid who don't know how to work his legs to work his penis? You want him to work his penis? Ew. The butterflies picked up in my stomach at the mention of his name. I hurried up to his trailer. Oh, I just know it's going to be horny. Ugh. It's gross. Okay. As soon as I opened the door, Dylan embraced me. That's nice. I missed you. Wait, I said it that lame. I missed you, he said sweetly. I wrapped my arms around him. I missed you too, I smiled. Dylan pulled away smirking. So now that we're allowed to actually be around each other, would you like to go on a date with me? He asked sheepishly. His hands were resting on my hips, holding me close to him. I felt myself blush at his question. Of course, I smiled before standing up on my tiptoes. Our lips met and everything felt right. It's so fucking gay, dude. I pulled back with a smile. Where are we going to go on this date? I smirked up at him. Well, I was going to invite you over to my condo, but Tyler's having Crystal over and they're going to order pizza and watch a movie. I didn't want to ruin their thing, so I thought we could go back to the park. Ew. He shrugged, obviously having no clue about where to go. Our first date is at the park? I raised an eyebrow at him. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm horrible at this. He ran a hand through his hair, giving me a guilty look. No, I smiled. It's perfect. I would love to go to the park with you. Oh my God. Dylan leaned forward to lightly kiss me on the forehead. Don't kiss my fucking forehead. Lick my clit. Sorry. Gotta wrap up. There's sluts out here. There's whores about. Dude, I love the way Honey just ignores me. I need that energy in my life. Can I say something? Honey, can I say something? Trigger warning, eating disorder, body dysmorphia shit. I've had body dysmorphia for a lot of my life. And where I would think I was skinnier than I was, but then I also would think that I was bigger than I was. It was crazy. But so at a certain point in time, towards the end here, I guess, or a few years ago, I would get clothes that were too small for me. And it was it fucking sucked. But so anyways, for the first point in my life, in a long time, I have, my clothes have been too big for me. And I ordered new clothes a few months ago. And the clothes that I ordered were too big for me. And that's the first thing that's happened in a long time. So I just ordered clothes that were the right size for me. And I'm wearing 2 pieces of it. But dude, to have shit that actually fits me right for the first time in my life. Having shit that fits me right for the first time in my life, I'm maybe it's not about what size you are. It's about just dressing for your body type, you know? Actually just finding what actually fits on you. Okay, I know that I'm a little drunk. Shut the fuck up, okay? I have to pee again. I'm so sorry. Please hold. I'm back and I am wearing sunglasses because my contacts are not feeling the best, but I want to keep going. And I could take my contacts out and wear glasses, but I feel like the glare would be worse than if I just wear these. So let's get back to it. Okay, we're going to the park. He kissed her on the forehead. Once we arrived at the park, we slowly made our way to the abandoned playground we found in the woods before. Creepy. It was still light out, so I could actually see where we were going this time. We held hands walking down the trail, telling each other stories from our week. It felt like I hadn't been with Dylan for longer than that. He had a way of telling all his stories so that by the time he had finished, your stomach hurt from all the laughter. It was so cute how he would get so into his stories. I smiled up at him, just enjoying the sound of his voice, which I hadn't heard in a week. I sat on the playground's rusty roundabout as Dylan slowly pushed it around while we talked. I love to hear this boy talk. Spelled here wrong. His eyes shined whenever he got really excited about something, and he kept casually licking his lips. He liked to use his hand motions to explain things, which is adorable. It was dark by now. The moon our only light. See how I didn't include any of the great combo we were having. Isn't that interesting? But now I can spend more time with you. Dylan smiled, stopping the roundabout. He leaned forward, grinning. What? I asked. What? I asked him, leaning back on my hands. I like how you can see you can see the reflection of me reading my fanfiction in the sunglasses. I'm gonna make this a thumbnail. Wait. It's so funny. Oh my god, I just took a bunch of screenshots of me doing that. That's hilarious. I'm so funny. Okay. But now I can spend more time with you. Dylan smiled, stopping the roundabout. He leaned forward, grinning. What? I asked him, leaning back onto my hands. I feel like this would be a good time to kiss you, he winked. The problem is I can't reach you, so I was hoping you would meet me halfway. I don't know, I teased. I don't want to spoil you. Spoil me, he scoffed, pulling himself onto the roundabout beside me. Yes, I laughed. Plus, I don't know if you've earned a kiss. Dylan opened his mouth in surprise before getting a sassy look on his face. And what must I do to earn one, Your Highness? Ew, he asked me. He asked, you have to dance for me. I decided really impressed me. Dylan held up his hands in surrender. Fine. He stood up and stepped off the roundabout. Dylan began making a little beat for himself to dance to. He started out by doing the robot and then switching to the Running Man. Impressed yet? He asked expectantly. Nope. Seen it all before, I teased. Oh, but they're the classic. But they're classics. He held up his hands in frustration. They're classics, dude. What the fuck? I shrugged. Dylan held a hand to his torso and began moving his hips around. Now you're definitely impressed, right? Dude, the sunglasses like at a new level. Are these sunglasses insane? Like, be honest. Like, I got them, like, kind of as a gag for, like, you know, like, the look. But I genuinely, when I went to Winston-Salem to see that movie on Sunday, I genuinely wore them out as if they were just normal sunglasses. To me, they're very, like, Y2K and fun. And, like, I don't know. I felt like they looked cute, but I didn't know if they're like too much. I think that I like them. I think they make me feel like I'm in Princess Diaries. Or Freaky Friday. Y2K. I'm saying Y2K. Anyways. Okay. I don't know, I teased. I don't want to spoil you. Spoil me, he scoffed, pulling himself onto the roundabout beside me. Yes, I laughed. Plus, I don't know if you've earned a kiss. So true. Dylan opened his mouth in surprise before getting a sassy look on his face. And what must I do to earn one, Your Highness? He asked. You have to dance for... Oh, I forgot. We already read this. I genuinely forgot that we already read this. That's kind of alarming. Okay. And what must I do to earn one, Your Highness? He asked. Oh, God, I don't. The robot... And then he's moving his hips. Okay, got it. And I have to scroll down. Got it. That was crazy. Now you're definitely impressed, right? He winked. Oh, of course. I never realized how coordinated you are, I joked, smiling up at him. He held his hands out to me, which I gladly took. He pulled me off the roundabout and over to him. I stumbled towards him in the dark. He caught me as I fell against his chest. He took my right hand with his and placed his left on my waist. My other arm rested lightly on his left shoulder. We swayed back and forth in the moonlight as Dylan hummed softly. I rested my head against his chest and wrapped my arms around his neck. He wrapped his around my waist, and that's how we stayed for a while. I could hear his heartbeat, strong and steady. I could have fallen asleep if I hadn't been standing up. Pulled my head back to look up at him. His big brown eyes looked beautiful in the moonlight. What? He smirked. You're really pretty. I sighed. You're really pretty. I sighed. Guys aren't supposed to be pretty. Oh my god. Ugh, it's fucking 2012, bro. Grow up. Guys aren't supposed to be pretty. Shut the fuck up. Guys aren't supposed to be pretty, he laughed. I giggled before standing up on my tiptoes. Our lips connected and my eyelids fluttered shut. It felt like fireworks were going off in my stomach. My right leg kicked back. Princess Diaries! The kickback! My foot pointing towards the sky like you see in the movies. What movie? Princess Diaries? My lips moved against his and everything felt right. I pulled away with a smile. We don't have to worry about anyone spying on us or threatening us. It's just you and me for 3 weeks, he smiled. Actually, I broke the hug. I have to go visit my mom for a few days. Dylan pouted. I would invite you, but I don't know if that'd be kind of weird or not. He laughed. I'd love to go. Dylan stepped forward to gently push my hair back. Really? You don't mind? I smiled up at him. Gives us more time together. And plus, what am I supposed to do around here without you? He teased. When are you leaving? Why wouldn't he go home? He lives in California. Go home. 3 weeks? Go home. Maybe the cast has to stay in case there's reshoots. I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt. Don't mind if I do. It gives us more time to... Wait, really? You don't mind? I smiled up at him. It gives us more time together. And plus, what am I supposed to do around here without you? He teased. When are you leaving? Tomorrow at 6 a.m. I grimaced. I definitely just had a thesaurus open. Or like just a page that was like words to different words for said. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. Dylan seemed to be thinking. I guess I better get you home then if we're leaving so early, he grinned. You're seriously going? Yeah, it'll be fun, he said, grabbing my... I thought it said head. He fucking palmed my face and led me to the door. And grabbing my hand and leading me back towards the parking lot, I glanced at my phone. It was almost 11. Dylan drove me back to Carol's. I'll be here at 6 a.m. sharp, okay? He leaned towards me in his seat. All right, I gave him a light kiss. I jumped out of his car and hurried up to Carol's condo. I needed to pack. I greeted Carol and rushed to my room, excited over the news that Dylan would be going with me. I pulled the purple duffel bag out from under my bed. I started pulling out a few outfits when my phone started ringing. It was Dylan. Hey, beautiful. So I... Ew. Call me something better than... Hey, pretty lady. I will never know the touch of a man ever again. My only hope is with women, because men are fucking now. Okay, sorry. Oh no, oh no. I can't remember if I explained this in the beginning. Okay, so oh god. So again, I'm 15 or 16. I've not done much in the world. I'm basing some of these adult situations off of my childhood, you know. So I made, because again, people are, I wrote chapter 1 with zero plan. And then people kept messaging me and being like, fucking, where is the next chapter? And so I just had to keep going, and I had no plan. So I just had to keep making shit up. And now I've got myself into this weird hole where it's like, oh, now filming's done and we can be together and go home. Where do I write home? Where do I write home? I've never been anywhere. Where do I live? North Carolina. Should I write them from the town that I'm from? Yeah. Because I don't know anything else about any other areas. Oh my God. Hey, beautiful. So I was wondering, where exactly are we going? He asked. North Carolina, I giggled. My mom lives about an hour outside of Charlotte. Okay, and how many nights are we staying? I was planning on only 2, I answered. And bring your bathing suit because we have a pool. Okay, bougie. Okay, bougie. You have a pool? Noelle, that's so crazy that you have a pool. Lucky. Ooh, fancy, he teased through the phone. Dylan changed the subject to the beach, talking about driving up towards the coast on our way up. We continued talking as we both packed, and even after that, I'm not even sure how late it was. I just remember listening to Dylan's raspy, sleepy voice, which seemed to lull me to sleep. End of chapter 11. Chapter 12. My alarm woke me up in the morning. I sat up and rubbed the sleep from my eyes. I grabbed my phone and saw that there was a text from Dylan from last night. You must have fallen asleep, ... See you in the morning, cutie. Winky face. I smiled as I got up to take a shower. I put on some light capris and a blue... I love that I list out exactly what she's wearing. I want you to picture it. Some light capris and a blue plaid shirt before applying a little bit of foundation and mascara. I dried and straightened my long blonde hair. I was just finishing up my packing when Carol knocked on my door. Are you picturing it? Good. That's called good writing. Carol knocked on my door. You're up early. You're up early, she commented sleepily. Yeah, I'm going to visit my mom for a few days. I didn't bother mentioning Dylan. All right. Don't forget that you have to come in sometime for a day to watch the editing process. Carol called as she shuffled back down the hall towards her bed. Have fun. Be safe. She mumbled. Have fun. Be safe. I zipped up my bag and carried it downstairs. My phone began ringing. Hello? I answered. Good morning. I recognized Dylan's voice. It still had a hint of sleepiness to it, which was oh so sexy. I typed so-sexy. Morning. I smiled into the phone. I'll be pulling up to Carol's in like 2 minutes, so be ready. All right, I'll be waiting outside, I told him before hanging up the phone. Dylan pulled up in front of the walkway and rolled down the passenger window. He was wearing a Met snapback and a gray hoodie. Hey, little girl, you want some candy? Dylan grinned through the window. I stick my tongue out at him as I open the door. Is that cute? I guess. It's not cute when I do it. Here, just throw your stuff in the back seat. Dylan reached for my duffel bag and set it behind him. And we're off, he shouted, pulling onto the street. We drove for at least 6 hours, but it seemed like less. Dylan and I talked and listened to the radio as we rode. Dylan sat with his left hand on the wheel, just like he does his styles. Okay. So, I've been thinking, Dylan smiled, and I raised an eyebrow at him. I want to hang out with you and take you on dates, he said shyly. Take me on dates, huh? Is he not riding with me to meet my parents in my hometown? This is a weird conversation to be having when we're on the way to that, bro. Sorry. I want to hang out with you and take you on dates, he said shyly. Take me on dates, huh? I teased with a smile. Yeah, but I don't want to have just any date. I want them to be somewhat special. Something different. Like what? I asked. What if we did like, oh my God. What if we did like an alphabet date? He smiled at his idea. An alphabet date? Yeah, so we go through the alphabet and each date has to do with the letter we're on. His eyes were lighting up as he further explained his idea. It was a cute idea, and it was even cuter that he had thought of it himself. Oh my God, men doing the bare minimum. I love that. If you're watching this, I commend you. I acknowledge that it's unhinged. Okay, so we start with A? I asked. Bitch, yeah. No, we start with the number 3. Yeah, we start with A. What the fuck does alphabet mean, bitch? But I couldn't think of anything for that one, he frowned. And just like that, A billboard. I just said a billboard. A billboard. Billboard. Dude, one day I'm just gonna start talking with a heavy Southern accent, and I'm not gonna apologize for it, and I'm not gonna break. I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, it's so funny. A billboard. Okay, speaking of a Southern accent, can we talk about how Southerners with like hunting like hound dogs, they hunt raccoons for sport, but they call it coon hunting? I don't like that they call it that. I had to say it today because when someone already says, yeah, these are my hound dogs, like I take them coon hunting, it feels weird to then be the person that go, yeah, I've heard of raccoon hunting. Like, you want to be like, I'm in the know. I'm cool. So I was like, yeah, my grandfather used to have hound dogs, and he like would do the coon hunting competitions. It just doesn't feel right. In no other context would I say that word. Anyways. I couldn't think of anything for that one, he frowned. And just like that, a billboard for the South Carolina Aquarium appeared with a stingray on it. Aquarium, I shouted, pointing at the sign. Dylan smiled. He was happy that I was going along with the idea. I'm sorry that I'm reading it stupid. This sucks. I think we're all on the I think if you're listening to this, then you know that like this sucks, and you're here because like it sucks, and like we're laughing at it together, and like we're laughing at me when I was 15 years old. Not me now, because I would never do this. I would fuck Scott McCall's mother. Okay, where are we at? We pulled up to the large building. Even though it was lunchtime, there wasn't really a line. Bitch, have you... We've been to the South Carolina Aquarium. I'm assuming you mean Charleston. Because that's the only one we've been to. Or do you mean Myrtle Beach? Or do you mean Hilton Head? We've been to a lot of South Carolina aquariums. So when have you ever pulled up at lunchtime and there hasn't been a line? Please tell me, because I would love to go then, since you know so fucking much. Welcome back to roasting my inner child. We pulled up at the large building. Even though it was lunchtime, there wasn't really a line. We grabbed some lunch before we went in. I felt like a child, getting excited over seeing all the sea life. Dylan and I bought our tickets and headed inside. The first thing I saw was a giant cylinder-shaped tank full of colorful fish. We made our way around it and stopped, trying to decide where to go. I noticed a sign for the sea turtle exhibit. We have to go see the turtles right now. I squealed. Ugh. Don't fucking squeal. We have to go see the turtles right now, I squealed, grabbing Dylan's hand and dragging him towards the doorway. The room was huge and dark with one wall as the side of the tank. There were lots of little fish swimming around. I pressed my nose to the glass, trying to get a better look. And then I saw it. A full-grown loggerhead turtle came into view. Dylan was standing beside me, watching the graceful creature. It swam closer to the glass, and its size was breathtaking. I love turtles. I breathed, my words fogging a spot on the glass. That's so funny. I love turtles. Dylan smiled over at me. I can tell, he grinned, taking my hand and pulling me towards the next exhibit. We went through the next few rooms slowly. What time is it? I asked when I remembered that we had to get to my mom's house by tonight. It's about 2:30. Dylan glanced at his watch. We should probably get going soon. Wait! Dylan held his hand up. His eyes were wide. What? I looked around for some kind of trouble. Penguins. Dylan pointed at a sign. Penguins. Penguins. And with that, he took my hand and dragged me towards the exhibit. Now it was Dylan's turn to act like a little kid. He stood as close to the glass as possible with his hands pressed against it. Oh man, look at that one. No, look at that one. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Okay. No, look at that one. He pointed at the different penguins with a big smile on his face. The Magellan penguins. I did my research for this fanfiction. Loggerhead turtles, Magellan penguins. What's next? A hammerhead shark. I love bothering the cat. That's my bean baby. Hi, Money. Oh, stinking. Okay. Okay. The Magellan penguins dove in and out of the water, twirling around. One of them seemed to swim right up to the glass and was staring right at Dylan. Take a picture, take a picture. Dylan kneeled down beside the glass as I pulled my phone out of my pocket. I quickly snapped the picture and couldn't help but smile. Dylan looked so happy. He had the biggest smile on his face. Did you get it? He grinned up at me. Mm-hmm. I held out a hand to help him up, which he gladly took. I pulled him closer to me for a quick kiss to let him know we needed to leave. Ignoring the rude looks from a few parents. You can't have one kiss. You can't have one kiss at the South Carolina aquarium without some dirty looks, dude. That's crazy. That's fucking stupid, dude. What if she gives me head at the fucking fountain? Sorry. Okay. Ignoring the rude looks from a few parents, I slipped my hand into Dylan's and led him towards the exit. We continued up the coast for about 2 hours, singing loudly to the radio, laughing, and just having a good time. Beach! Dylan yelled, causing me to jump. What? I turned to him when I recovered. The next day. B for beach. He looked so proud of himself. You don't mind, do you? Why would I mind? I laughed. To the beach, I shouted with a smile. Dylan pulled off on an exit for Myrtle Beach. I know nothing. I know nothing at this point in my life. I've been to North Carolina, South Carolina, Atlanta, and Florida at this point in my life. That's all I know. All I know is Myrtle Beach. All I know is South Carolina Aquarium. All I know is dark path in the woods. This is sad. Okay. Dylan pulled off on an exit for Myrtle Beach. I stepped out of the car and was instantly hit with the heat. It was so hot. How was it not hot? Fucking 2 hours away at Charleston, bitch. Dylan and I pulled our swimsuits out from our bags and walked over to the little shack across the street. It was a small building with changing stalls and a small shower to wash sand and salt water off of you. Dude, I'm like the king of run-on sentences. It's crazy. We both changed quickly and hurried out to the sand. The beach was quite pretty. I hadn't been in such a long time. I plopped down onto the sand and crossed my legs under me. Dylan looked cute in his blue swimming trunk. Oh, I just fucked up. I really just fucked up. Oh, I fucked up. Hold on. Okay. The beach was quite pretty. I hadn't been in such a long time. I plopped down on the sand and crossed my legs under me. Dylan looked cute in his blue swimming trunks. He pulled off his shirt and headed down to the water. Aren't you coming in? He asked, turning back towards me when he reached the water. Maybe in a little bit. I traced circles in the sand. This is making me miss the beach. But guess what? I always love... Okay, sorry. Side note, I love the idea of the beach, but then every time I go to the beach, it's like almost too much work for what it's worth. Like, what it's worth is getting to be with my friends and, like, I don't know, just have fun and fucking not have to worry about shit with my friends. And then, like, swimming. Like, the only fucking thing I care about is swimming. But at the beach, like, the pool is never the vibe because there's either like it's too small or there's too many people or whatever. And then like the beach, like, it's just so like, it's so far and you have to carry so much shit. And then like, you don't even want to go in the water because the fucking salt water is like stinging my vagina for some reason, and I have contacts in and it's like stinging my contacts, so I can't go underwater. So it's like, what's the point of even going in if I can't fucking swim underwater? Because that's the fun part, because we're gonna play mermaids later. but then I don't like the pool aspect because it's never private ever. But so this year for island time, my friends and I decided or agreed upon renting an Airbnb halfway between us, because we kind of live far away, at a place that has a pool, a private pool. And like, this is literally my dream vacation right now, because that's all I want to do is swim, is be a little water bug. But also, like, I hate people besides my friends. So there's not going to be any people around. And it's only going to be me and my friends. And it's going to be amazing. But this is making me miss the beach. But again, it's the idea of the beach. It's like a manipulation, you know? It's a simulation manipulation. I don't like the beach. Have y'all ever seen The Prince of Egypt? It took 10 years to make because the music was so difficult to like put together. It was made by the same person who did all the music for Dune, which is Hans Zimmer, who is amazing. I would say the first 30 minutes of Prince of Egypt is some of the best fucking cinema I've ever seen in my life. But after that, it gets real gaudy, and the songs just don't bop as hard. Sorry about it. Hey, comment below, what's your favorite biblical story? Mine's Esther. We can discuss later. Okay, where are we at? We're at the beach. Aren't you coming in? He turned back towards me when he reached the water. Maybe in a little bit. I traced circles into the sand. Oh, come on, Dylan called, waving for me to follow him. He walked further into the water, going completely under. He stood up in the waist-deep water, small waves breaking. God damn. I'm at that point where it's like, my eyes are like, you know? Okay. I feel like I need reading glasses. I feel like I'm hitting an age where I need reading glasses, and it's scary, but it's real. That's real life, baby. Hi, honey. Let me say this. I've been wanting to paint so bad lately, but I haven't, because it's just like a lot of work and I constantly get anxious about time. But dude, I just bought a fucking, how much is this? I just bought almost 2 liters of fucking pouring medium because I want to make those acrylic pour paintings so bad. So fucking bad. And I'm going to do it. And next time I do a podcast, I'm going to show you what I made. So fuck you. Sorry, that was rude. You probably don't care. It's fine. It's okay to be neutral on things. It's not negative. Okay. Oh, come on, Dylan called, waving for me to follow him. He walked further into the water, going completely under. He stood up in the waist-deep water, small waves breaking on his back. Droplets of water were rolling down his abs, making them glisten. I bit my lip as I admired the view. Can anyone actually bite their lip, like, actually in a cute way, in a sexy way? I'm definitely not one of them. It's fine. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Stop saying it. I'm going to drink water now. Excuse me. Howdy, y'all. I brought my cowboy hat. I'm the Joker, baby. I look like a bug. Let's fucking go, brother. Okay, we're at the beach. Hear me out. Call her up. Okay, if you're only listening to audio, I'm wearing sunglasses, my hair is in a bun. I have buttoned my button-up shirt at the very top button. I've popped my collar. I've taken off my necklace. And I'm about to put it on top of the collar to see if it is a sleigh, a serve, a look. Oh my god. Okay, what is that? Is that a look? Is that a serve? I don't know. Maybe? If I had a bolo tie, I think it would be a serve. Okay, let's go. Hey, let's go. Okay. I bit my lip as I admired the view. Please come swim with me. Please come swim with me, Dylan pouted. I sighed, standing up to brush the sand off of me. I walked down to the water's edge, allowed it to lap at my feet. Oh my god, that's cold, I called when the frigid water met my skin. Oh, don't be a baby, he called to me with a smile. I crossed my arms over my chest and stood there defiantly. A mischievous look crossed Dylan's face. He stepped onto the beach, walking towards me. I then realized what he was planning to do. No, don't you dare, I laughed, turning to run, but he was faster. Dude, my biggest fear is being chased. This is a nightmare scenario for me right now. It's scary. Oh my god. That's fucking dramatic, bro. This is a fucking look. I just put my cowboy hat over top my bun. If you're not watching. And it looks good. And you don't need to check the video. I promise you. It looks really, really good. It doesn't look bad at all. Y'all ever make those throat noises? You know what I'm saying? I need to read this close. I'm so sorry. I walked down to the water's edge and allowed it to lap at my feet. Oh my god, that's cold, I called when the frigid water met my skin. Oh, don't be a bait. Oh, I forgot I already read this. Holy shit. A mischievous look crossed Dylan's face. He stepped onto the beach, walking towards me. I then realized what he was planning to do. No, don't you dare, I laughed, turning to run, but he was faster. He reached his arm around my waist, pulling me closer to him. I continued to giggle and yell, no, he's... That did not sound like consent to me. No, he scooped me up under one arm, with one arm under my arms and one arm under my knees, and so fucking specific, and carried me back towards the ocean. Oh my god, you're freezing, I laughed. As I tried to push away from him, he waded into the water at least waist deep and stopped, holding me just above the surface. I looked into his eyes. I'm gonna kill you, I told him. He smiled at me before dropping. Oh my god. I'm gonna hold it. Fuck you. I look like Dwight Schrute, I think. Okay. I can't see. He smiled I literally can't see. Fuck you. He smiled at me. Scroll up, dumb bitch. I'm going to kill you, I told him. He smiled at me before dropping me into the water. I came up as quickly as possible. Holy fuck, that's cold, I yelled, shivering. Dylan just laughed. I proceeded to attempt to climb onto his back and push him under, all the while muttering curse words to myself. Dylan turned around, grabbing me, and pulled me down with him. We both came up laughing. Okay, you win. I stuck my tongue out on him. What is with that? Is that cute? I don't know if sticking your tongue out unironically is cute. Just saying. Oh my hell. Oh my god. Sorry. Okay. Okay, you win. I stuck my tongue out at him. For the next hour and a half, Dylan and I swam together. We found lots of sand dollars and had a few splash fights. We should probably leave in like the next half hour or so. Dylan smiled over at me as we treaded water. All right, I'm going to go lay out and try to dry off, okay? I smiled. Dylan kissed me lightly on the forehead. Stop kissing me on my forehead. That's so interesting, because I wonder if 15-year-old me, like, that's all I was really yearning for, was just like a forehead kiss. But now I'm like, don't even look at my forehead. Avert your fucking eyes. Dylan kissed me lightly on the forehead. I left the car unlocked so you can get a towel if you want to, he told me. Unsafe. I made my way to the shore, twisting my hair to the side to wring the water out. I can't read. I hurried to Dylan's car. It's like, look at my eyes. Does this look like a person who can read words straight? My eyes are like... Anyways. So it's difficult, and I'm sorry. And if you're still here... That's a forehead kiss for you, brother. What am I talking about? I left the car unlocked, twisted my hair to the side. I hurried to Dylan's car across the street and grabbed 2 towels. Changes of clothes for both of us and my aviators. Name brand. I made my way back to the beach and laid out on a towel. The sun felt so good on my skin. After a while, I sat up and saw Dylan walking towards me. I smiled as he got closer. You kind of look like a lion. Dylan laughed. What? I gave Dylan a confused look. He gently pulled off my sunglasses and held them up so I could see my reflection. I had let my hair dry naturally, and the sea air had caused it to get fluffy, and I mean really fluffy. A cute lion, Dylan corrected himself when he noticed me pouting. He was squatting down in front of me. He leaned forward, putting his weight onto his knees. His lips met mine, and I let my arms slowly wrap around his neck, pulling him into me. Dylan laid me back on the sand and held his body just above mine. I smiled up at him, and he smiled down at me, flashing his dimples. Wait, what just happened? I blacked out. Something about a lion, and then I sneezed, slips in mine, and I let my arm slowly reverse his neck, put him into me. Dylan laid me back on the sand and held his body just above me. I smiled up at him. He smiled at me, flashed his dimples. We heard loudly to the left. A brunette woman who looked to be in her mid-30s was standing to the side. There are kids at this beach, you know, she said rudely. Rude. We were just about to leave. I laughed, pushing Dylan off of me. Didn't look that way, I heard her mumble as she walked down to the water to join her 2 sons. Dylan and I burst into laughter once she was out of earshot. Let's get showered off and change. I sat up and smiled over at Dylan, who was laying in the sand. Jesus Christ, that boy had a nice body. I had to tear my eyes away. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry. This is, oh my god. Oh my god. This is, oh my god. 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 Thank God the cat left, because she would have been ouchied. Okay. Check. So we're now like an hour into this, and I'm pretty crossfaded. So yeah, we're just gonna try to fucking power through this, dude. If you're still here, thank you so much. Hit a like button, maybe. I don't know. Shower off and change. Jesus Christ, that boy had a nice body. I did tear my eyes away. Okay, if we leave soon, we could hopefully make it by 11, Dylan said, standing up. He brushed the sand off his swim trunks and held his hands out to help me up. He pulled me to my feet and helped me gather our clothes and towels. We walked up to the changing shack on the other side of the small building. There was a little shower room. So many details, dude. Like, ugh. You can go in first, Dylan smiled, leaning against the wall of the building. Oh, no. It's horny time again. Ew. Okay. Buckle up for horny time, everybody. It's horny time. I stepped into the room and quickly turned on the shower. The water felt really good as I washed the sand off my legs. Then a thought crossed my mind. Why don't I invite Dylan in to save time and, to save water? I opened the door and peered out at Dylan. That was a really fast, he started to say, but he couldn't finish his sentence. I grabbed his arm and pulled him into the hot shower with me. He stumbled forward, obviously surprised that I was letting him come in. Whoa, I didn't let him finish. I pressed my lips to his and threw my arms around his neck. His hands found their way to my waist. Our tongues wrestled and he leaned in more, pressing me against the wall of the shower. My hands slid down his body as his slid up mine. I can't read. His hands were slightly pulling at the string on the back of my bikini top, seeing if I would object to this. I didn't. Slut! Dylan slowly untied my top, pulling me even closer to him. Our bodies pressing against each other, and in that small, steamy room... our bodies pressing against each other in that small, steamy room was... amazing. I guided Dylan a bit closer to the shower head so that the warm water was running over us. The kisses were getting more and more heated when there was a loud knock on the door. I thought it was a fucking curtain. Hey, you almost done in there? A man's voice called from the other side. Dylan and I shared a look before bursting into laughter. It's not always funny. It's not funny. Dylan stepped back and I quickly tied my bathing suit. We burst through the door and grabbed our towels and clothes, heading towards the changing rooms on the other side. We changed quickly and were back on the road. We had to drive 4.5 more hours until we got to my house. Dylan picked us up some Burger King to eat on the way. Hell yeah. Oh my god, dude! Oh my god. It felt weird being back in my hometown. Granite Falls, North Carolina is crazy small compared to Atlanta, Georgia. I directed Dylan through the town towards my house. It was about 11 and there was no one out on the streets and few cars. And then I saw it. Oh my god, dude. And then I saw it, the big yellow house with the long front yard. Even though the house was dark, it still looked super pretty. The headlights glided over all the flowers in the yard. Roses, tulips, and hydrangea covered the lawn. My mom was always taking care of the yard. She got really into it after my dad died. I'm laughing because I know that I am describing my grandma's house. That's crazy. Okay. We pulled up, gathered our things from the back seat, and hurried inside. My mom was nice enough to leave the door unlocked. We tiptoed towards the stairs, past my mom's room, hoping not to wake her. My mom appeared anyways, in a blue robe and with her blonde hair and wild cowlicks all over her head. She squinted at us in the low light. Oh, hey guys, she yawned. I was going to wait up for you, but I kind of fell asleep. She shrugged. It's okay, Mom. I smiled, stepping toward to give her a big hug. Oh, I missed you, kiddo. She hugged me back. I gestured behind me. This is Dylan, I introduced him. Hi, Mrs. Andrews, Dylan said politely, holding out his hand. I don't know if my mom was too tired or what, but she completely ignored his outstretched hand and just went in for a big hug. You could tell this surprised Dylan, but he returned the hug. Nice to meet you, Dylan, my mom smiled. The guest bedroom is to the left. She pointed up the stairs. See you kids in the morning, she yawned again before heading back into her room. I led Dylan up the stairs towards the guest room. I hope this is okay, I told him, staying on my tiptoes to give him a quick goodnight kiss. This is fine, he smiled, settling his bags down on the floor. I'm right across the hall if you need anything. I made him sleep in different bedrooms. That's awesome. That's so sick. That's so sick. Guys, you should stay abstinent until you're married. I'm right across the hall if you need anything. Bathroom is the door to the right of this room, I whispered as I walked to my room. All right, see you in the morning, Dylan smirked, standing in the doorway of the guest room. Night, I smiled back before shutting my door quietly. I didn't realize how tired I was until now. I didn't even bother taking off my capris. I didn't take off my gauchos. I just jumped right into my bed and let sleep take over. Bitch. Chapter 13. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Okay. Honey. Hi. Hey, Squeaky. Okay. My mom came in around 9 to wake me up. Morning, honey, she said sweetly as she walked into the room. I groaned and pulled a pillow over my head. I felt her weight on my bed as she sat down next to me and began to gently rub my back. Rise and shine, sleeping beauty. I could hear the smirk in her voice. I have to go to work right now, but make sure you and Dylan are both here for dinner tonight, all right? She stroked my hair. I mumbled into my pillow. She stood up. I listened as her footsteps grew further away. Oh, and your grandfather stopped by to say hello. He had 2 tickets. Y'all, I did not know that this was 63 pages into a 165 story. That I was doing this. Oh my god. Your grandfather stopped by to say hello. He had 2 tickets to the Crawdads game today at 11. Since I can't go, maybe you can take Dylan. Only if you want to. She called as she descended down the stairs. I waited until I heard the front door slam before pulling myself out of the bed. I shuffled to the mirror on my dresser and stared at the mess in front of me. Sighing, I pulled my hair back into a bun, not even in the mood to fix it. I pulled on my cutoffs and a gray V-neck and made my way to the bathroom to go through my morning routine. Face washing and teeth brushing. I knocked lightly on the guest bedroom door and peeked in. Dylan was snoring lightly. He looked so cute. I crept in and leaned down next to him, my lips only inches from his ear. Good morning, sleepyhead. I whispered. A small smile formed on his precious face, his eyelids fluttering open. I'm laughing so hard because this is local behavior right now. The Crawdads is a local baseball team in my hometown. And I made Dylan O'Brien go on a date with me as I was projecting my 15-year-old self onto this 19-year-old skinny blonde woman who was interning on the Teen Wolf set. I made him go to a local baseball game in my hometown of North Carolina. That's disgusting. Okay. Come on, you sleepyhead, I whispered. A small smile formed on his precious face, his eyelids fluttering open. Morning, he said in a sleepy voice, sitting up. I figured out what... I'm gonna kill myself. I figured out what we can do for the C date. I smiled. Dylan cocked his head to the side. And what would that be? A Crawdads game, I answered. What's that? Dylan asked, getting out of the bed. He was wearing a white shirt and blue gym shorts. The town next to this one is Hickory. It's a bit bigger than Granite Falls. The Crawdads is their baseball team. It's minor league, of course. I sat down on the bed as I explained. They're having a game at 11 today. My grandfather goes a lot to a lot of their games. He brought over some tickets for me and my mom, but she has to work today, so I thought maybe we could go. I glanced up at Dylan. Yeah, that sounds fun, he smiled, running a hand through his hair. I love baseball. I know, I smirked, jumping off of the bed. Well, get ready because we're going to have to leave soon. I rushed by him into the hallway and down the stairs, throwing 2 Pop-Tarts into the toaster. I pulled myself onto the counter and tucked one leg under me. Dylan came down after a few minutes. He had changed into a blue shirt and khaki shorts. Okay. A big smile crossed his face when he saw me. Hey, gorgeous. He smirked. There's way too much smirking in this story for my liking. Too much smirking. Hey, gorgeous. He leaned in for a kiss, which I happily gave him. The toaster dinged and the Pop-Tart shot up. I handed one to Dylan. They would be hot, so you have to let them cool for a second. When do we need to leave? He asked, taking a bite of his pastry. Like now, I answered, glancing at the clock on the microwave. I jumped down from the counter, grabbing the last Pop-Tart from the toaster. Dude, this is like what else is there, you know? Oh, I just remembered. I go through the whole alphabet. I go through the entire alphabet with dates. This is C, and we're on page 65 of 165. This is insane. Dylan pulled out of the driveway, and I directed him towards Hickory. We pulled up to the stadium and tried our best to find a parking spot near the front, but it was so crowded. Eventually, we found one in the last row. Dylan and I meandered our way through the cars hand in hand. When we finally got to the front, we had to wait in a really long line to get our tickets checked. Did the whole town show up today? Dylan joked, looking around at the crowd. We made it in and went to find our seats. They were pretty close to the front. Whoa, wait. Who are we playing? Dylan smiled as we sat down in our seats. The stadium was filling quickly. Apparently this was supposed to be a big game. I glanced down at my ticket. The Delmarva Shorebirds? Is that real? Stop. Oh my God, I researched other minor league baseball teams. Where are they from? The Delmarva Shorebirds are from Salisbury, Maryland. Huh. That's crazy that I did that much research. But then it's still so bad. The Delmarva Shorebirds, whoever they are, I answered. Oh my God, it's so hot. I began fanning myself. Yes, you are. Dylan winked in my direction. Really, Dylan? I rolled my eyes at him. That's the cheesy pickup line of your choosing. That's the best I could come up with under pressure. This is so crazy. That's the best I could come up with under pressure. Dylan smiled, holding up his hands in surrender. The game started soon after that. Dylan and I got really into it, cheering and booing. You would have thought we were diehard Crawdads fans. Our team scored 11 runs in the first 5 innings. So by the time the 7th inning stretch rolled around, everyone was at ease about which team would be winning. Dylan and I jumped up from our seats and hurried up the steps to head for ice cream at the concession stand. The stand that sold ice cream was all the way on the other side of the stadium. Dylan held hands with me as we made our way through the crowd. I loved being with him. He made me feel happy. Smiling up at Dylan, I wrapped my arms around him, stopping in the middle of the large walkway. People brushed by, ignoring us. I stood up on my tiptoes to give him a long kiss. What was that for? He smirked, looking down at me. Oh, nothing, I said flirtily, leading him towards the ice cream stand. We stood in a long line together. I didn't mind the wait since we were in the shade and since I was with Dylan. Ugh, this is gross. We got our ice cream. I ordered chocolate. He ordered cookies and cream. We took our time walking back to the stairs that led up to our seats. Just before we got there, I noticed a group of girls standing off to the side. They looked to be about 16. They were all whispering excitedly and pointing over at Dylan. I watched as they attempted to talk each other into coming over. Finally, they nervously walked towards us. Incoming, I said quietly, stepping behind Dylan so they could talk to him. Hi. I'm sorry to bother you, but are you Styles from Teen Wolf? A short brunette with big eyes asked. The other girls huddled around her. Yeah, Dylan smiled. That's me. The girls squealed in delight. They all started talking at once. Oh my god, I love you. I knew it. I knew it was Dylan O'Brien. Styles is my favorite character. I ship Steric. Can I get a picture with you? Dylan looked a little overwhelmed. Yeah, of course, he smiled. I watched as each of the girls posed awkwardly beside Dylan. He wrapped an arm gently around each one of the girls for the picture. I felt a pang of jealousy and tried my best to ignore it. Okay, that's weird. They're 16, you're 19, that's kind of fucking weird. One of the girls noticed me standing off to the side and her eyes grew wider. Is this your girlfriend? She asked. All the girls' eyes were on me and they fell silent. Dylan turned around to look at me. Yeah, he smiled, taking my hand and pulling me forward. This is my girlfriend, Noelle. I felt my lips curl into a small smile as Dylan held me closer. Again, the girls started talking all at once. She's so pretty. You two are so cute together. Oh my god, I have to take a picture of you two. You're adorable. The speakers boomed with music to let everyone know the game was about to resume. Excuse us, Dylan said sweetly. We have to get back to the game, but it was nice meeting you, he smiled before pulling me towards the stairs and back to our seats. Does that happen often? I asked once he had sat down. Every once in a while, Dylan said shyly. So, I'm your girlfriend now? I teased. Well, yeah, he smiled down at his feet. I mean, not if you don't want to be. Dylan looked up with alarm. Not if you don't want to be. Oh, trust me, I'd love to be. I just find it strange that I never was asked, I said playfully. Noelle, will you be my girlfriend? Dylan smiled sheepishly. It's so cute how shy he gets over things like this. I'll think about it, I stated, turning back to the game. I watched from the corner of my eyes Dylan's smile turn into a pout. I'm just kidding. Of course I'll be your girlfriend. I laid a hand under his chin and pulled his face I pulled his face closer. Good. He smirked before planting his lips on mine. The Crawdads won against the Shorebirds, 12-5. Dylan and I made our way back to his car and hurried home. It's so freaking hot today, Dylan stated when we pulled up to the driveway. I caught sight of my pool and a smile spread across my face. Up for a swim? I asked, jumping out of the car. Hell yes, Dylan said as we made our way inside. We got into our swimsuits and raced down to the pool. We both stood at the water's edge, looking down into the bright blue water. It's going to be really cold, I stated. Yeah, I know. Dylan looked equally hesitant. How about we jump in together? I held out my hand to him. He gladly accepted my offer. 1, I began counting. 2, Dylan got into position to jump. 3, I yelled. Dylan leaped into the air and I slipped my hand out of his. He burst up from the water and turned to look at me. Oh, that's just evil, he yelled with a smile. I'm a canema. I don't know how to swim, I said innocently. That's a fucking Teen Wolf joke, bro, and it's not even a good one. Kanema is the thing from season 2. It's like a lizard, and it's the bad guy, and it can't swim in water. And that's how they somehow find a weakness. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, right. Dylan pulled himself out of the pool. Laughing, he picked me up and tossed me into the water. We swam for an hour or so before it started to rain, but neither one of us wanted to get out. We huddled under the diving board waiting for the rain to slow down. Did you have fun today? I asked Dylan, treading water beside him. Of course, he smiled, turning his big brown eyes on me. I always have fun when I'm with you. I couldn't help but blush. But was the game fun for you? I questioned. He's a baseball fan. Yeah, I love baseball. Yeah, I love baseball, and it was fun. Like I said, I love being with you. Again, I felt my cheeks grow hotter. I leaned forward to gently press my lips to his and pulled away with a smile. Noelle? Noelle? My mom's voice broke the moment. She was standing by the car with a bag of groceries in her hand. Apparently, she had just pulled up. Hi. I looked up at her. A smirk broke across her face. Could I get some help carrying in groceries? She asked. Dylan and I exchanged glances. Of course, Dylan smiled. We both got out of the pool and dried ourselves off before helping my mom. I went upstairs to change into my outfit from before. Since this would be our last night here, I wanted to go visit my aunt down the street. This is like gross. This is like gross for me to read. Visit my aunt down the street. I entered the kitchen to find ingredients, pots, pans, and various cooking utensils strewn about the room. My mom was stirring something while instructing Dylan to preheat the oven. He was still wearing his bathing suit, but he had put on a black V-neck. Hey, I'm going down to my aunt Jennifer's house to visit. You can come if you want, I offered, walking over to Dylan. He glanced back at my mom before answering. I think I'm just going to stay here and help cook if that's okay, he answered. It'll give us the chance to get to know each other, my mom said sweetly, stepping forward. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit, I waved before heading out the door. I jogged down the street. Jennifer's house was just a few... This is like too much right now because I did not realize how much I like pulled from my real life and put into this fan fiction. And so it's making me realize more and more that I think I guess I was imagining I was Noelle. That's crazy. This is crazy. I jogged down the street. Jennifer's house was just a few blocks down. She was my dad's only sister. She had 3 sons of her own, Nathan, Tristan, and Riley. I knocked lightly on the door before entering. Instantly, I was greeted with, Noelle, Noelle, Noelle. 3 blonde boys raced down the hall towards me, leaping into my arms. Hey, guys, I haven't seen you in a while, I smiled, giving them each a hug. They all began blurting out stories of adventures I had missed while I was gone. Hey, settle down, I heard my aunt's voice coming down the stairs. Noelle, darling, it's so good to see you, she embraced me. How was Georgia? It was fun, I nodded at her. Everyone was really friendly on set. They made me feel like family. I smirked to myself, thinking of my last week there. Jennifer and I continued to talk while the boys danced around us, begging for me to play soccer with them. Oh, all right, I finally gave in. The boys yelled, yes, in unison as they raced out the door. Like, I don't care about this part. Like, I don't care about her backstory. Just fuck already. And then I feel like the fanfiction would be over. There's still 95 more pages. I stepped onto the porch of my house, sweaty from playing. I opened the door and my mouth began to water. The house smelled so good. What happened to you? My mom asked when she saw me. The boys wanted me to play with them, so we played soccer. I panted, heading towards the stairs. Well, that was nice of you, she smiled. Dinner will be ready in 15. I started up the stairs, but stopped when I heard Dylan and my mom talking. Ew. Anyways, it's just been really tough around here since her dad died. I heard my mom sigh. It's nice to finally see her happy again. I used to only see that smile every once in a while. I really like her. I heard Dylan say shyly, I can tell. My mom laughed. Do you think the relationship will last? I hope so. I heard Dylan sigh. Quietly, I tiptoed up the stairs and into the bathroom, shutting the door behind me. Oh my God. That is an insane conversation to have the first time you meet someone's boyfriend. That's so crazy. Okay. 14. We're going to try to get through 14 and 15. We really are. I'm not going to pause. After dinner, Dylan and I watched a movie before heading up to bed. Does dinner count as our D date? I asked him as we parted ways in the hallway. Do you think it should? He raised an eyebrow. Why not? I smiled before giving Dylan a goodnight kiss. In my room, I pulled down my covers and jumped into the bed. I laid there for a few moments, waiting for sleep to hit me. Even though I was super tired, I just could not fall asleep. I tossed and turned in my bed for a good 10 minutes, unable to find a comfortable position. Finally, I just gave up and allowed my thoughts to take over. I replayed the baseball game with Dylan in my mind, especially the part when Dylan introduced me as his girlfriend. Dylan O'Brien's girlfriend. That has a nice ring to it. I smiled to myself. Overthinking my day was definitely not going to help me get to sleep anytime soon. I slid out of the bed and tiptoed across the hall to the guest room. Bitch, that's not going to help you get to sleep anytime soon. Bitch, the D is for dick. Trying to be quiet, I opened the door a bit only to have the loudest creak sound from its hinges. Dylan sat up lazily. Couldn't sleep? There was that raspy voice that Dylan always got when he was tired. I smiled at the sound of it. Nope. I sighed. Me either. He held up the edge of his comforter. Join me? I slid into the bed next to him. His arm found its way around me, and I rested my head on his chest. That's how I fell asleep, listening to the steady rhythm of his heartbeat. It seemed to lull me to sleep. I woke up earlier than usual. Dylan was snoring softly beside me. I quietly got out of the bed and tiptoed downstairs. My mom was sitting in the kitchen with a mug of coffee, reading one of her magazines. Morning, she said without looking up. Hey, I poured myself some coffee before sitting down beside her. You guys leaving today? She asked. Once Dylan gets up and gets ready, I answered. He's a nice boy, she commented, still not looking up from her paper. And he's cute, too. I said quietly, not sure if I should retreat up to my room to avoid an awkward talk of lecture. You two are getting pretty serious? Too early to tell, I think, I answered her. Are we getting serious? We've been hanging out for over a month now, but just yesterday we made it official. Did we? I don't remember that. I mean, he's meeting your mom, but did you make it official? I think right now we're just enjoying each other's company. I smiled at her. I approved, just so you know. My mom finally looked up at me, making eye contact. A small smile spread across her face. Not that you care. What's that supposed to mean? I raised an eyebrow at her. It means I can tell that if I said I didn't approve, you wouldn't have thought twice about it. That's how much you like him. She went back to her paper. We sat there in silence as I thought about her words. Yeah, you're probably right. I agreed finally. Okay. Dylan and I were packed and ready to go in the next hour or so. We said our goodbyes and were on the road soon after that. We decided not to go down the coast, so it only took 4.5 hours this time. Dylan and I played games like I Spy to pass the time. Dude, have you ever played I Spy? Not fun. It doesn't go well. Or maybe I just played with stupid people. When we finally arrived in Atlanta, it was almost 3 o'clock, but we hadn't stopped for lunch. Dylan pulled off when a Chili's restaurant came into sight, saying this counted as the E date because we were going out to eat. D was dinner. D was dinner and E's eat. That's bullshit. After we were done, Dylan drove me back to Carol's. I gave him a quick kiss before getting out. I'll call you later, okay? He smiled. I nodded and waved goodbye before going inside. Carol looked surprised to see me. It's been a few days already? She asked, sitting in her reclining watching TV. Feels like just this morning that you left. I finished unpacking, exhausted from my trip. I fell back onto my bed, sighing. I'm Dylan O'Brien's girlfriend, I thought to myself. Noelle Andrews and Dylan O'Brien. I smiled. I could get used to hearing that. Okay, bitch. Calm the fuck down. The next day I was hit with the perfect idea for our F date. A French date. Excited about the idea, I drove my Volkswagen Beetle down to grab a few supplies for the date. Then I remembered, I should probably check with Dylan to make sure he was free. I put on my phone to call him. Hey, gorgeous. Ew. Get a better nickname. That's weird. Hey, gorgeous. I just don't feel like there's a cute, casual way to say that. Hey, gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous. Maybe it's different when you're in love. You know? You know what I'm saying? Hey, gorgeous. Dylan answered, and I couldn't help but smile. Hey, are you free tonight? I asked. Yeah, of course. You could come over if you want. Tyler will be here, but we can just ignore him. Why? I just had an idea for an F date. I smirked into the phone. I'll be there around 8. Wait, do you have a white dress shirt and bow tie by chance? I asked him. Yeah, I think so. I could hear the confusion in his voice. Why? Just wear it tonight. You'll see. I hung up the phone. It was 7 now, so I called Violette Restaurant, a place that served French cuisine, to place an order. Is this a real restaurant in Atlanta? Am I an insane person? Wait. Oh my God. Violette Restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta French restaurant. I am a crazy person. Why did I think everything had to be real? That's so crazy. Okay. A place that served French cuisine to place an order. I drove back to Carol's condo to borrow a few things. I took a fancy tablecloth, china plates, and 2 pretty wine glasses. Finally packed for our evening, I ran upstairs to get ready. I curled my hair and put on some deep red lipstick, put on the rest of my makeup before running to my closet to find the dress I was planning to wear. It was a black and ivory bustier dress. Bustier dress? I put a red bow in my hair and pulled on some black heels with golden tips. I grabbed my purse and headed out the door to go pick up the food. Okay, here's what's so funny, dude. Do you remember Polyvore? So Polyvore was like this crazy, like, it's kind of like a fashion mood board thing. But I think that my camera stopped recording for some reason. So what I was saying was, if you don't know what Polyvore was, it was basically like a fashion mood board. And you could, and I started at chapter 12 or 13, or wherever the fuck we're on. I started putting the outfits on Polyvore, and I would describe them exactly how they were, and I would include the Polyvore. Oh my god. Okay, look at the fucking I'll post it on the Instagram too, but like, look at the fucking video to see the Polyvore. Okay. After grabbing our meal, I hurried over to Dylan's condo. I stepped out of the car and onto the street, smoothing my dress down as I got up. I grabbed the large basket that I had put everything in and started walking up to the door. There wasn't any real reason to be, but I was nervous. What if Dylan thought this was a stupid idea? I shook the negative thoughts off and continued up the steps. I rang the buzzer and waited patiently. I got it, I heard from inside the condo. Tyler was the one to open the door. Hey, Noel, Whoa! His eyes grew large when they saw me. Dude, you look hot. What's the special occasion? It isn't for a special occasion. I guess it's just for fun, I shrugged. I'm sure Dylan and you have lots of fun, Tyler winked. Dude, why does everyone think that they fuck? Why does everyone think they're boning? I'm sure Dylan and you have lots of fun, Tyler winked, opening the door wider to let me in. Oh, shut up, I said, shoving him playfully. Dylan was struggling with his bow tie, but he should be out here any minute, he smiled before retreating into his room. I made my way over to the small table in the kitchen and got to work. I laid out the tablecloth and set up the dinnerware. I pulled out the food and set up on the table. Next, I set 2 candles on the table and lit them. Dylan's door creaked open and he walked out, still fiddling with his bow tie. He was wearing a dress shirt and pants, and he looked so adorable. I walked towards him, my heels clicking softly on the wood floor, causing him to look up. Wow, he smiled. You look stunning. I smirked and reached forward to help tie his bow tie. There you go, I said, letting my hands rest on his shoulders. You don't look too bad yourself. Dylan stepped forward and gave me a gentle kiss. Why are we so dressed up? He asked. I'll tell you after you put these on. I grabbed something from the basket on the floor and held it out for Dylan. Really? A top hat and a fake mustache? He raised an eyebrow at me. Yes, put them on quick, I instructed. He did as he was told and turned back to face me. I feel ridiculous, he stated. No, you look hot, I told him, trying to hold in my laughter. He did look quite hysterical. You're lying, he pointed at me. I can see you try not to laugh. This time we both burst into laughter. Damn, they just be bursting into laughter, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I said, trying to calm down. Come over here. I grabbed Dylan's arm and led him over to the table. What's all this? He said when he saw my setup. It's a French day. I smiled, clasping my hands together. Tonight we are in France. We will be eating French food. We are dressed up nicely like French people, and we have to speak in French accents. I can't remember what French accents sound like. Dylan sat down at the table. Well, you didn't have to go through all this. He smiled up at me. I wanted to, I said, taking my seat across from him. Okay, we don't have a lot because I wasn't sure if we'd... I cleared my throat and switched over to my horrible French accent. I don't know what French accents sound like to do. Oui, monsieur, bonjour. I wasn't sure if we'd like it. I don't know what a French accent sounds like. I began pulling lids off the food. Here we have a soupe à l'oignon, which is a French onion soup. This is pomme de terre à la chon. I think that was kind of good. I don't know. I don't think that was right, but I think it was good. I read off a card that came with each dish. It's just fried potatoes and some kind of herb dip. And of course we have escargot. I pointed to the last dish. This is so cool, Noelle. Dylan, French accent. I reminded him. He cleared his throat. Oh, I'm so sorry, mademoiselle. I would just like to say thank you or merci for this wonderful meal. I don't know why I'm giving them like a speech impediment. It's because I'm trying to cover the fact that I'm not good at accents. You're very welcome. Now, would you like some onion soup? I asked him. Oui, oui. Dylan smiled, making me giggle. I poured a bit of the soup into 2 bowls for us. Oh, I almost forgot. I quickly stood up and hurried over to the basket on the floor. I pulled out a large bottle and held it up for Dylan. Sparkling grape juice. Because I'm 19 and I can't drink yet. You thought they were going to drink underage? You're wrong. I winked. Dylan poured it into each of our fancy glasses. Now we eat, Dylan said. Now we eat, Dylan said in a heavy French accent. We both took a spoonful of the soup and made a sour face at each other. It's French onion soup. I don't even think that's French. French onion soup! Ah! The onion's French, bitch! Sorry. It just tastes like onions, right? I don't know. I'm not too fond of onions. I started pushing the bowl to the side. Me either. Dylan did the same. We ate the fried potatoes, which were actually pretty good, but they were an appetizer, so there wasn't a lot of them. Last, we have escargot. I put a snail on each of our plates. Dylan looked a bit scared to try it. We both hesitantly held one up and used the snail fork the restaurant had given me to pick the snail out. Here goes nothing, I muttered before taking a bite. Dylan did the same. We grabbed our grape juice in unison and chugged it down. Oh my God, I yelled, wiping my mouth. People actually eat this stuff? Dylan shouted. What's all the yelling about? Tyler asked, sticking his head out of his room. Bro, come here and try this, Dylan shouted, holding a snail up to Tyler. He hesitantly took the shell from Dylan's hand. I gave him the special fork and watched as he picked it out of the shell. Tyler reluctantly took a bite of the snail and immediately grabbed a napkin to spit it out. Are you trying to kill me? Tyler demanded, and while Dylan and I laughed. Have fun eating your dinner of poison. Good one. Tyler said over his shoulder as he went back into his room. Have fun eating your dinner of poison. Tyler, I sighed. You know what? I have a better idea, I said, sitting up. Throw this stuff away. Get this garbage out of here. Get this shit out of my face. I gestured towards the half-eaten food. I grabbed plates, started washing them off, and set them back into the basket along with the tablecloth and glasses. What's your idea? Dylan asked. I grabbed his arm and started pulling him towards the door. I led him out into the street and over to my Volkswagen Bug. You'll see. I smiled before getting into my car. I'm going to guess McDonald's. Or wait, what starts with F? I'm guessing McDonald's still. Five Nights at Freddy's. I pulled up to the McDonald's. I'm predictable. I pulled up to the McDonald's down the street, gathered my things, and got out. What are we doing here? Bitch, we're getting a McRib. Get in the goddamn car. He had pulled off the fake mustache and was no longer wearing the top hat. We're going to have a fancy dinner, I said as we walked in, but we're at McDonald's. Dylan was obviously very confused. I know. I sat the basket down at a table. I told him what to get me, and he went to the front to order. I began setting up the table. This is embarrassing. This is actually so embarrassing, and I would never do this. This is embarrassing. Comment if you would do this. I began setting up the table just like I had in the condo, minus the candles. I received many strange looks from the few people in the restaurant. I wasn't sure if it was how I was dressed or that I was setting all this up in a McDonald's. Probably both. Dylan came back with our food and I started putting it on our plates. I even poured our drinks into the wine glasses. Oh my God, now I get it. Oh my God. Oh my God, now I get it. Dylan sat down laughing. We sat in that McDonald's together and had ourselves a fancy dinner. We cut up our burgers with a fork and knife. dipped our french fries in ketchup with forks, and even sipped from our glasses with our pinkies raised. It was fun, especially when random people would come up to talk to us. They'd say that they had never seen someone do such a thing and then ask if they could take a picture with us to show their friends. We didn't mind. We were just so quirky and random. We're used to it. After our meal, I drove Dylan back to his condo. Tonight was a lot of fun, I said when we pulled up. It was, Dylan said. I just wanted to say that you look absolutely gorgeous. I felt my cheeks get hotter in the dark car. Dylan leaned forward and gently cut my face with his hands. Our lips met and I felt the butterflies in my stomach. The kisses progressed and I felt myself slowly leaning forward towards him. But then the seatbelt caught, yanking me back into my seat, causing us both to laugh. I'll talk to you later, beautiful, Dylan smiled, reaching for the door handle. Dylan, wait! Yeah? He turned back to me. I reached forward and wiped the smudge of lipstick on his lower lip off with my thumb. There you go, I said back. Thanks, he smirked before getting out of the car. I watched as he walked up the stairs toward the door and bit my lip. Damn, did those pants look good on him? Ah! Oh my god, dude. This is like... Oh my god. I'm gonna stop there, I think. Or maybe I should let's just hit 15. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, chapter 15. I didn't get to see Dylan for the next couple of days. He was busy with a few interviews. Instead, I helped Carol with some of her work, caught up with a few friends back in North Carolina, and still managed to overthink every aspect of Dylan and I's relationship. This is why I needed distractions. I so wished I could hang out with Crystal and Holland, but they also had press stuff to do. Dylan did call me every night, though. We always told each other about our day and how much we missed the other one. You know, lovey-dovey couple stuff. He kept promising me we would get to hang out soon. One night he texted me, G = game night at my place at 9 tonight. You in? Excited that I would finally get to see him, I replied saying I would be there and went to go get ready. Once I pulled up, I noticed a few other cars there. I recognized Colton's car and Crystal's, but there was one more I had never seen. I made my way to the door, which was opened by Colton. He smirked when he saw me and leaned against the door. Hey, Barbie. Long time no see, huh? I brushed past him. Tyler and Dylan were both playing Xbox when I entered. Holland and Crystal were standing in the kitchen getting something to drink. Tyler Hecklin was sitting in a chair beside Dylan and Tyler Posey, messing with his phone. Holland squealed when she saw me, running towards me with Crystal right behind her. We missed you, Holland smiled, wrapping her arms around me. Crystal pulled me in for a hug when Holland finally released me. I missed you guys too, I smiled. Colton came up behind Holland and wrapped his hands around her waist. Hey, sweetheart, he said quietly before kissing her lightly on the cheek. I smiled at their cuteness. Did you just get here? Holland looked up at him. Yeah, I got here just before Noel. I felt my mouth fall open. This was the first time I had ever heard Colton Haynes say my name. By the way, he's gay. IRL at this point in time, he has come out as gay. So, anyways. Dylan, Noel's here, Crystal called over the two boys sitting on the floor. Dylan's face lit up when he saw me. I watched as he paused the game and got up to make his way over to me. Aw, come on, dude, Posey yelled, upset that Dylan was stopping the game. I was just about to win. Dylan ignored him. So what game are we playing? Tyler Hecklin asked, walking over to the group in the kitchen. This was all Holland's idea, Crystal said. I think she picked the game too. Yes, Holland smiled. We're going to play charades. But not just any charades. Teen Wolf charades. She jumped up and down at her idea. Oh my god, dude. All I know is Teen Wolf. That's all I know. Okay. We all gathered in the living room. I already made all the things we can act out, Holland said, dumping a large pile of crumpled paper onto the table. Tyler Posey got a hat from his room to put the paper in. Dylan, you go first and we'll go around the circle. Holland held the hat out. Dylan grabbed a slip of paper, standing up. He stood in front of us, pushing his chest out. He pulled the corners of his lips down in a very prominent pout, a serious look on his face. Derek! Colton and Tyler yelled at the same time. Everyone laughed when they realized Dylan was trying to act like Derek Hale. Your turn, Noel. Holland pushed the hat towards me. My piece of paper had Allison written on it. I jumped up and got into a very serious archery stance. That's easy. Everyone yelled, Allison. Hey, no fair. She got an easy one. That's what I fucking said. Dylan smiled when I sat back down beside him. It was Tyler Posey's turn. He pulled Crystal up with him. He made her stand in the middle of the room as he jumped around her pretending to take pictures. Matt the camera guy. Dylan jumped up. So season 2 of me. Tyler and him shared a high five before returning back to their seats. Crystal took a slip of paper and made her way to the front. She let her mouth droop open as she looked around the room. Styles, Tyler Hecklin laughed. Oh my God, Dylan smiled. I don't get that. Okay. Holland jumped up when it was her turn. She pushed her boobs up in her shirt and licked her lips seductively. All the boys started laughing. I think you're thinking of a different show, Colton laughed. Guys, I interrupted them. She's Erica. Yes. What is with like the minor slut shaming? Like that's like, I don't like that. Yes, Holland said excitedly. Oh, Colton looked embarrassed. He grabbed a piece of paper and rolled his eyes. Of course, I heard him say under his breath. Colton got onto his hands and knees and began crawling around the room. Oh. Kanema, everyone screamed in unison. Kanema was the lizard villain from season 2 of Teen Wolf that Colton Haynes' character Jackson ended up being. Spoiler alert! It's from 2011. Okay, Tyler, your turn. Holland handed the hat to Tyler Hecklin. He got up and pushed his chest out even farther than usual. He stood there with his arms crossed and a bored expression on his face. They're just doing characters? What do we... They would not be like, we're doing a Teen Wolf related thing. We're doing a job related thing. That's weird. Oh, fucking weirdo. Okay. Everyone was silent, unable to tell who he was trying to be. Boyd, Holland guessed. Tyler nodded triumphantly. We went around the circle like that a few more times until the hat was empty. Everyone began saying their goodbyes to each other. Even Colt managed to say bye, Noelle, before heading out the door with Holland. Dylan walked me down to my car. Did you have fun? He asked me. Of course, I smiled, pulling him in for a kiss. Hey, are you going to be home tomorrow night? I looked up at him. Yeah, and Tyler's going to be at Crystal's for dinner. Why? He asked. I just got an idea for our H date. I smiled mischievously before giving him another kiss. I said goodbye one more time before getting into my car and driving back to Carol's. Dude. Alphabet dates? So lame. I mean, lame to read about, you know what I mean? It's because I didn't have an actual plot. Like, what's the where's the action? In the first 10 chapters, the action was, I'll get fired. I'm getting fired. And then it was resolved so quickly. And then now there's like no problem. They're just doing alphabet dates. Okay. Anyways, so that was chapter 11 through 15. Thank you so much for watching if you did. Okay, that's all I got, brother. It's 11:30. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. It's fine. It's whatever. Thank you so much for watching this far if you did. If you didn't watch this, this is No Eye Contact. My name is Ash. You can check me out on Instagram at No Eye Contact Pod. Feel free to leave a comment, leave a like, leave a review. And yeah, that's what's up. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you on the flip, brother. Peace.